that's the only way we, as a society, as a country, as a people, are ever going to make it. You got to get over this. Somebody else is in charge of my safety. Somebody else is in charge of my health. Somebody else is in charge of my direction. You got to throw that shit so far out the window you can't smell it. And I don't know if you can throw it that far. You got to take responsibility. Because I told my wife, I said, we're not raising boys. We're raising men. We're not raising a girl. We're raising a lady, a woman. That's important. The mindset of what are you raising? You raising the next consumer? The next greaseball? The next fat ass? Derper? No.
I strongly disagree.
With what?
I think that we are a victim to our circumstances.
Oh, for crying out loud. Devil's advocate shows up.
No, actually, I do like when you said, what is it? Personal discipline. You know, the other day I heard the word to discipline, and I hated hearing it, but it really hit me. In regards to like anybody that can accumulate massive success, the number one thing you need, hate to say it, is discipline. And it made me think like of my bodybuilding days, but even as like a spiritual person now, you know, like, or someone that like, I believe a lot in manifestation and stuff. And how do I do that? Well, I'm disciplined to think positive. I'm disciplined to meditate every day. So yeah, discipline kind of is the answer to most of life working out.
It is. And I'd say to almost everything. When you hear this crap about how with $7 trillion we could end poverty. No, you couldn't. You could put it on pause for a second, and then the 7-Elevens would be fat rich again. Walmart would be loaded, and every consumer would be right back where they are because you didn't change the way they think. You put a Band-Aid on a bleeding artery. That's the solution. Change the way people think. Let's take pride in ourselves, and it starts with you, listener, and all of us at this table. We're all guilty of this, but you take responsibility for these things. Don't eat the Twinkies and the ding dongs. Get up and do a little bit of exercise. Read something that actually teaches you something, not just pure entertainment, fluff and fat, because where does it get you in the end? Comfortable, but that's not where this human spirit we're talking about early thrives, in comfort.
Comfort is death.
Yeah, comfort kills.
This new term I learned, derper.
Yeah.
A great many people may be very content being derpers.
Fine.
Absolutely.
But here's the thing. Okay, I thought about that too.
Yeah.
If you're
That's
fine being a derper,
point.
you don't get to complain about the people who weren't and have more than you, can do more than you, and change the world. Okay, so sit down, shut up, and derp.
All right.
Okay, go consume your chocolates, watch your TV, but you don't get your little opinion. You know, Theodore Roosevelt, his speech, a lot of people know it, the man in the arena. It's not the critic that counts. It's not the critic that counts, the man who points out how the strong man stumbles or the doer of deeds could have done them better. It's the man who's actually in the arena. So if you want to derp and you want to consume, then sit over there and bitch your ass off. But just know that the people who are changing the world, they don't even hear you. You're not even a mosquito to those people.
It's way easier to not be in the arena and just be like, you know, make negative comments about the man in the arena.
That's exactly right. But the people who change the world, are that small percentage of people who need to be woke. And I think there are some out there who just need encouragement. They need to be woke up. They need encouragement. That's what it is, to say, look, man, if you want a better life, you can live this victim mentality thing, and it's going to end up this way, or you can shut up, fry your ego, listen to somebody that has done and is more than you, and become more yourself. And because of those people, maybe they can lead us to a better world.
Wow.
So there.
Yeah, I loved your point, Rex, and I loved your rebuttal.
Well, no. Did you have more to say with that? Because I think, unfortunately, the majority of people probably are content with derpers, and they don't resonate with anything you just said.
Well, that's cool.
Well,
they don't
but
matter.
Actually, these people, from a sweets perspective, so I think there's two classes of derps. There's derping that is going to complain, right? But then we forget that, like, the other part is very happy, content people that are happy having a regular life.
A happy derper
and they're
and a
wonderful
toxic
people.
derper.
Yeah, a happy derper and a toxic derper. Thank you. I forget how much I like run things out when I talk. My brother can quickly put it into perspective.
That takes all kinds.
This actually will segue us greatly into our next topic, which is culture rot. What is culture rot in today's 2022?
As far as culture rot goes, or I think a metaphor I heard by Eric Weinstein, I think is one of the greatest minds alive right now, is, and I did this as a kid, but if you're a kid and you're in sports, at some point or you're going to spend a lot of time in a school bus, waiting for somebody to either show up or the coach went to the restroom or whatever. Sometimes the bus driver would leave and go to the restroom, and the kids would be left alone in the bus. And you could start rocking the bus, and like one person would start, and it's not until you actually feel you actually have an effect, and it encourages everyone. Whoa, we're actually having an effect on our environment, and so everyone would start rocking the bus, and it would get to where it feels like you're actually going to flip the bus over.
And you kept doing it.
Well, no, the point is, why were we doing that? And the reason we were doing that is just because we were bored, and we didn't have anything else to do. And I think that's what's going on in America right now. And that's
back to your point.
That's the reason that we're having all these arguments and we're divided. It's just because we've had it too good for too long, and there's not anything relevant to fight about. So we're just dreaming up stuff to fight about.
And life is easy.
Life is very easy. Yeah.
That's why discipline is more important now than ever before. Because if you watch nature, really nature tells you everything. If you want to know something, go outside, shut up, and observe. And it's hard to do. Like, just don't have an opinion. Just observe and watch nature. When you see a lot of rabbits show up, there's either going to be a lot of coyotes coming, hawks, owls, or a disease that affects rabbits. But that population ain't going to stay that way long. So if we're in a time right now where it's cushy, and trust me, the pandemic, they weren't bulldozing bodies in the street, but there will probably come a time where something like that'll happen.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is the answer to these things we're talking about is personal discipline. Get yourself in shape, keep yourself healthy, build wealth that's not just paper money, which can also mean, some people I've talked to don't have any money. They say, what can I do? I said, build relationships. Relationships are invaluable. Build that. Those are the things you need to be doing now, because we live in a world that is very dynamic. It's not static. It's always changing. And if it's cush right now, and people don't even think it's cush, that's what's funny. There will come a time. Ask somebody in Ukraine right now what's going on over there. I mean, it's like hell. What could you have done as an individual to prepare for that? I don't know, but you should be getting ready.
So you're saying because it's cush, the opposite could come quick.
Well,
if it's nighttime, the sun is coming. The day will come, and if it's day, the night will come. So these things change. All their cycles, and all around nature, we learn that. We know that. So I'm saying right now, we have it better. Name a time in history that a human being has had it better, especially where we are.
Yeah, but as a species, are we able to allow the wind to land? And in other words, are we able to have an easy, nice, comfortable life without creating problems like we just did?
We will create those problems.
That's a dynamic
In the
point.
metaphor of the bus flipping over, it's worth pointing out that I think we're dangerously close to losing the republic.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, are you agreeing?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
But